Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi and Assalamualaikum everyone. So today I will present about simulation modeling assignment. So this is my group member, Nur Ashikin Alila, Nur Syafa Fariha, Nur Syafa Farisha Inshira, Nur Syuhada, Nur Emma Maya. So for introduction, this process of simulation involves replicating the feature of real-world system. This is also explore the mathematical simulation model that represent actual system to support decision making in business. Simulation is among the most commonly utilized technique for decision modeling.
So next, for the benefit of simulation modeling, first is experimentation without risk, which is simulation allows to test the different strategy and scenario in a virtual environment without affecting the real-world operation. So it avoids potential disruption and cost of experimenting directly in the actual system. Second is handle complexity, which is it can model intricate system with numerous interdependencies such as logistics, supply chain, or production process. So the third is better decision making. So by simulating various scenarios, business can assess the impact of decision before the implementation, which enable them more informed and confident choices. Now let's proceed with the question 1. So for the question 1, we found the problem, which is the problem involve the cloud property management, which concern about compressor failure in a large apartment complex. So the task is to use the simulation technique to predict the number of failure over the 20-year period, which using the historical data that given from the question, we create a probability distribution of compressor failure. Next. So the first step is to define the probability distribution of compressor failure. So the probability is for 0 to 6 failure as follow on the table. So as you can see, 0 failure is 6%, and 1 failure is 13, and 2 failure is 25%, and so on. And then we calculate the cumulative probability and map them to a random number ranges. For example, 0 failure corresponded to random number 00 to 05. So 1 failure corresponds to 06 and to 07 to 19. And then for the next step, to the next slide, we generate 20 random numbers, one for each year between 0 and 99. For each random number, we check which range it falls into and assign the corresponding number of failure. So this gives us the simulated number of compressor failure for each year. So for example, first year is 24, which have 2 compressor failure. So after running the simulation, we obtain the following result. So over the 20 years, the total number of compressor failure is 56, which average 2.8 failure per year. So next slide. So we also calculate the expected value using the formula, where is the number of failure and is the probability. So based on the probabilities, the expected number of failure per year is approximately 2.7.
So I will continue with question 2, which is set up a probability and cumulative probability distribution for the variable of cloud arrival. According to the question given, To solve, we use process of simulation method, which has four processes to solve the problem. Among the processes we are involved are as first is define the problem, which is from the statement that we provide from the question. The problem we are trying to solve is to estimate the average number of car arrival per hour at Landberg Car Wash based on historical data. Second is the data preparation. We can organize the data, arrange the data given in the table with column. For first is number of car arriving, the frequency, probability, cumulative probability, and random number interval. And the third one is calculate the probabilities. So for calculate the probability of each number of car arriving is actually by dividing the frequency by the total number of observation, which is 200 hours. For example, the probability of 5 car is 50 divided by 200, so the equal is 0.15. What is cumulative probability? This one is running total of the probabilities as you move through the category. It is calculated by adding the probability of the current categories cumulative probability of the previous category. For example, for 5 car, cumulative probability 0.10 plus 0.15 equal is 0.25. For 6 car, 0.25 plus 0.25 equal is 0.50, and so on. So that's all for my part. The next topic is sub-question we give to the next presenter. Thank you.
So for the next question, for question 2 is simulated 15 hours of car arrival and compute the average number of arrival per hour using a random number 3 digits. Right? So the random number we generate from Excel. Refer to the question. The simulated result is from the random number and number interval. So the total of the simulation is 101 and the average is 6.73. Next. So the last one, using the expected value formula, the expected value of arrival is each number of car times to probability number. So the total of expected value arrival is 6.35. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter.
Next is question number 3. Question number 3 sounds this deals with hygiene, plumbing and heating. Hygiene has now collected 100 weeks of data and finds the following distribution for sale. So this is in the table. This is the data that provide and the question asks to resimulate the number of stock out incurred over a 20-week period. And we need to assume Hiji maintain a constant supply of 8 heater. While conduct the 20-week simulation, we need to simulate 2 more times, such as create a case 1 and case 2, and then we need to compare the answer. First of all, before we resimulate the number of stock out, we need to construct a table, the simulation table, which is we need to calculate the probability, cumulative probability and random number interval. After we construct the simulation table, we use a formula to find a random number using Microsoft Excel. So this is the example how we manage to generate the random number in Excel. We use a formula rand between and we put a number 0, 99. So we need to generate 20 random number. After we construct the simulation table and generate a random number, we go to create a case 1. So here is a first week until 20 week of until 20 week that question asks. Then this is the random number that we generate from the Excel. After we generate the random number from the Excel, we can determine our sales per week. So our total sales per week is 92. After we got the sales per week, we can define the hygiene, plumbing and heating stock out. So as we can see here, they during the 20 week they have 5 times they stock out the supply. So total the calculation is total per sales per week is 92 divide by 20. Then we got the average, which is 4.6, and the stock out is 5. The conclusion for the case 1 we can do is therefore hygiene, plumbing and heating will stock out 5 times, which is in week 2, 9, 11, 17 and 19 during those 20 weeks, because in 1 week they can only supply 8 heaters in a week. That's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Next, for the case 2, which is week 20, for the random number we generate from Excel. After that, we determine the sales per week, and then we get the total. From the sales per week, we can find the stock out, so that hygiene, plumbing and heating will stock out 6 times during 20 weeks. So for the total, we get 140 divided with 20, and we get the average, which is 7, and the stock out is 6. The conclusion for the case 2 is hygiene, plumbing and heating will stock out 6 times in week 3, 7, 13, 14, 16 and 18 during those 20 weeks, because they can only supply 8 heaters in a week. Next, for the conclusion, commutativity or changes in the position of number will result in the same answer. That's all from us. Thank you.